Good evening, traders. It's Simon at Kairos Capital Markets with the daily direction prediction for the 4th of October. So today on my list I have another two more trades which are interesting. But what's more interesting about these trades is one's short term, one's more long term. So they're both the both the Australian dollar, and they're both buying the Australian dollar. So you have to be careful what you're going to do here. But so this is Aussie Kiwi long. So this is the weekly chart, and I quite like it because you've got this triangle here forming there. Bit of mess in the middle there, but it doesn't matter. You just form the triangle, nice pattern, break out, then come back to test the back side of this downward sloping trend line at the back of the pattern. Also, you've got the Fibonacci 382 in there, which is quite nice. So for me personally, you've got trend line, higher high, higher low. So with the trend, Fibonacci, deceleration, so you got some nice, even the weekly chart, you got a good trade there you have. Now when you pop down to the daily chart, what I see here is obviously here a nice double bottom on a support level, resistance support. So recently it was resistance, now it's support. And if you just zoom out a little bit on this line, in the past this level has provided support and resistance multiple times here. So it's quite a nice key level that is to take a trade off of. And then obviously what's happened here with this daily candle here, so it decelerated, reversed around and moved to the upside quite nicely there. So for me that signals a trade to the upside. We just need a pullback. So on the 1 hour chart, I was hoping for something like this. You see, that's a big deep pullback, but if you do get that, that'd be quite nice to take. Notice how this stop would incorporate most of the daily there as well. Daily swing trade. I mean, you could have, if you wanted to, reduce it a little bit depending on what you're looking for. And my level is the recent highs of the daily at the moment, so I'm expecting this to move to at least the recent highs. And that's a 5% trade there, so it's quite nice. That is most of that would be done through the Kiwi weakness, not the actual Aussie strength. Because if you look at my next trade, now this is a short-term trade, and I'll explain why it's a bit different. This is the Aussie dollar, Australian dollar, US dollar, and what I like about this on the daily chart, you've got decel, reversal candles, key level, double bottom, and you are effectively with the trend, but it has broken to the downside. So this is going to be a pullback to the daily 50. That's what I'm looking for here. The daily 50 level would be classed for me at 788, just there. The reason why is, but by the time this candle rises up, this daily 50 will come down, so you don't want to be pushing it too much there. The weekly, you see, the weekly had this, obviously as you know from the video on Sunday, the weekly review, we had a nice bearish engulfing candle to the downside. So I'm looking for a pullback to get in to take this short, but I can also feel I can take it long as a short-term trade. So that's why I'm about two different style of trades here. And then on the 1 hour chart, I think this chart's a much cleaner chart. There's your falling wedge, and what's happened is you've had a breakout to the upside now you have of the falling wedge. So to zoom in a bit better for you guys, sorry about this. The kitchen laptop's never the greatest place to trade sometimes, but it's where it is for the moment. And so yeah, so you've got this nice breakout to the upside, just broken the highs here, so it's a higher. A pullback to this level here is 782, it's where the pivot is, it's where the 1 hour 50 is, it's also where this downward sloping trend line is. Fibonacci is at 382 as well, so you've got all the zones there whatsoever. You put your stop below S1 I have, and that's also where the 764, sorry. And if you notice with the actual, I want to get out at 780. Let's just put it back there roughly, 79. That's 2% there roughly, 2 and a bit percent. So this trade here is quite nice. Also what I like about this trade as well is this huge bullish MACD divergence. So you can see now we've got higher lows all the way through here, but we've been forming lower lows on the actual chart itself. So for me personally, I will place an order on this chart and we're quite happy to take it because this is a good setup, this is. And again, if you look at the daily chart, again, what do you have? We'll go back there just to remind you of what we've got. Now we've got deceleration, we have reversal pattern, reversal candles there, so decel, reversal, key level, double bottom pattern. You can say it's with the trend as well for the moment, and it's a short-term trade. and like I said, you've got RSI at 0 as well there. So for me, it's a nice go. But like I said, just watch out for this bearish MACD divergence on the daily. This is your negatives, but just a little short term pop to the upside is perfect for this trade. So these are the two I'm looking for today, and I will speak to you soon. Before I do go, just a little reminder the trades I've looked at today as well. I believe they were pound Aussie short, and that went short, no problem at all. If you look at the chart I didn't place yesterday, it went down to my limit quite nicely, and I'm sure there was another pound trade as well. I'm sure it was pound yen or something it was, but yes, that went down quite nicely. I had my order a bit further up actually, funny enough. I saw it started chopping around and started coming down, so I was happy to take that trade short. Okay guys, I will speak to you soon, take care.